South African households were experiencing some relief toward the end of last year, but the Altron FinTech Household Resilience Index points to a very fragile recovery, and the authors have questioned why the Reserve Bank raised interest rates when higher rates are likely to put households under pressure again. Household resilience measures include wealth to income, income to debt, salaries, employment, and rises or falls in house prices. The index shows that households have become more resilient since the index began in 2014. But the gains have matched population growth, implying little real improvement. The Altron FinTech Household Resilience Index says the number of people, meanwhile, in South Africa with formal jobs is more or less the same as those that are unemployed. According to the index, there were 12.1 million people with formal jobs during the first quarter of the year. That's only slightly higher than the 12 million people who were unemployed. All right, we're joined by the MD of Altron FinTech, that is Johan Galantly. Mr. Galantly, thank you. What does a household resilience index of 114.7 mean?
It tracks about 20 indicators, Francis, of the data we get from Stats SA. We've contracted Dr. Roelof Botha, who's an economist, to design and develop this index. And the intention of this index is to provide our customers with an indication of how resilient the households are in South Africa. Our customers rely heavily on data because we provide a platform service into the microfinance industry in South Africa, and it's imperative for them to have an indicator that indicates in terms of how resilient the households of South Africa are. Apart from the National Credit Bureau data and the likes, we are providing our customers with this index. And that gives them an indication of how resilient the households are in this country is who applied for credit at their outlets. So this is another differentiator that we as Altron FinTech are providing to our customers, and it gives them the ability to onboard quality customers, that they have got a level of assurance that the customer is a quality customer.
Okay, but 114 was the number. What does it mean in terms of how households are holding up?
So the number is referenced back to when we started the data and the interrogation of the data and putting the data together, and that's in 2014. So that was 100. So the base is 100. So that implies that we're 14 points above the base. So if you have a look at the graphs in the press release, you will notice that during the COVID period, prior to the dropping of the interest rates, the index dropped quite heavily in terms of the resilience of people's ability to service their households. As they then lowered the interest rates, you can see the index tracked that quite closely, and we recovered quite nicely. In terms of putting more money in the back pockets of the South African citizens. So as interest rates came down, they had more disposable income, and they can then use this disposable income to look after their families and invest in their families. So this index is important for our customers to have a reference point of how resilient the households in South Africa is.
You're very critical, the indexes of the Reserve Bank for raising interest rates. Is that because of that relationship between household resilience and where interest rates are?
I mean, Francis, our view is, and this is my view, my personal view, that the South African inflation is not driven by demand on goods that is not invested into their households. So our households are really, they take their disposable income and they use that to look after their families. So that's what we believe, why we believe that we should perhaps have a different view on how we use interest rates as an instrument to curb inflation, and we believe that yeah, perhaps we should look at different mechanisms, and not just the interest rates, because what's happening in the rest of the world now is really out of our control. It's an uncontrollable for us. And that feeds into the entire economy. I mean, the fuel price feeds into everything that a normal household, has to spend on in their households. And by adding that other burden of increasing the interest rates, that is just another burden of just lowering the disposable income of the families in the country. So perhaps we need to put our heads together and look at different mechanisms of how we can fuel the economy, job growth, SME growth, and that's really what this index is telling us.